Good morning. Welcome in to the live today. I hope everybody's having a great one. How are we doing today? Happy Wednesday, or hump day as they like to say. Looking at SPY here on a 5-minute chart this morning. It's actually been recovering back up. We're opening up 0.35% higher. Watch this pre-market resistance right around 683.30, 683.35. This is a pretty big zone. If the SPY can really solidify a move past here, we'll probably fill the gap. And once we fill that gap up to like 684.20 to 684.30, that'll be a big thing to see here today. One thing I'm a bit worried about is that gap filling and then the market moving lower. Notice this trend the past few days, maybe even the past week or so. The SPY really likes to get these pullbacks coming through after these massive rips lately. Specifically, this gap down in recovery resulted in more downside action. Another gap down in recovery. We could still be in that sell-off type of mode. Bad piece of news or information, that'll be all we need for that. So far though, SPY's trying to hold up this morning. Like I said, positive pre-market, lots of stocks moving higher. If you look at the Mag 7 setup, there's a lot of positivity out there. A couple reds, but Nvidia's up 0.4%, Apple 0.3%, Meta's up 1.3%. Amazon 1.5%, and look at Meta and Amazon, and even Microsoft. We are getting some great action here. Meta is really looking great with Amazon. Wow, both of them. Music's too loud, no problem. There we go. Thank you, Brain. It's beautiful, isn't it?
All right.
Dang, Tesla. Really ripping up through here. Man, if you were a put player on Tesla today, I don't know.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Whoa. It sounds like the put players are pretty pissed today. SPY, big resistance though. I love that resistance up there around 683.50. Come on, let's get the breakout going. Let's at least get a move. Get something happening here. Nvidia pulling back to 180 but bouncing. It's going to be a big area to watch. It's actually rejected right at the high from yesterday in pre-market this morning. Right around 183.40, 183.50. Hang on 1 second, guys. I need to do something real quick. All right, how about the Mag 7 setup there? Man, Tessie up 2.4%. That is a big jump. I still can't believe how much some of these stocks are moving this morning. I was kind of expecting to wake up to another gap down rather than the move higher. SPY's starting to fall off a bit though. 681.50 just gave out. Let's go back to Mag 7. So we're seeing SPY pull back a bit, but a lot of them never really, they're still moving higher. So kind of strange here this morning on the price action, I would say. Jobs report is coming out on Friday, Jake. Today was like ISM data. I don't really expect it to cause too big of a stir today. Man, SPY. Selling down now. It would be pretty interesting if we saw a big turnover here with the market. That's kind of what I'm looking for, is some type of move back down like this over the next 1 to 2 trading days, preferably starting today. Preferably, right? What a strange market we've been in. Every time the SPY's popped lately, we've gotten a massive pullback or a recovery coming in. It's not like a real directional shift. We have seen some downside action since Thursday of last week, but I'll be honest, a lot of chop mixed in, especially after open. Like, a lot of the move is coming in pre-market and after hours on gap downs, which that could be a strategy that we look at here. Like, let's say today we get into close and SPY's like sitting up here at resistance. It might not be the worst thing to look at a possible gap down play. Iran denies intelligence ministry reached out to the CIA for talks. Wow. Oman said we're getting reports of a cargo ship coming under fire. Malta flag cargo ship under fire from 2 missiles. Wow. That's a pretty big piece of news there, I'd say. As SPY pulls back, keep your eyes on these headlines. That could be what's starting some focus there. Let's see crude oil. We're going to start seeing a pop out of this. We're delayed on crude's price, by the way, I believe. Yep. Little delay in the futures data. They probably make you pay for that. No problem, though, because we have trusty Thinkorswim, don't we? There we are. Yep, crude did start popping on that. Man, crude oil did make a little pop there on that news. And as the market opened, but a lot of volume hit there, that's for sure. That's interesting. That's a wild one. Let's see how Nike's doing. Nike, 58.93, continuing to collapse. Might not be a bad cash secure put opportunity here soon. Keeping some of these pullbacks on the radar, of course. Coinbase is on fire today. What's up with Bitcoin and Coinbase? And even Strategy. They're all flying, yeah. 9.8%. MSTR. 7.9%. Damn, these are some pretty big moves. Bitcoin itself, wow, it got to 72,500. That's a good move along the way. Very solid. Wild movement. Natural gas. Qatar shutting it down. Surprised it's not moving higher. Looking for some headlines here. Nothing new. Well, apparently, Iranian missile hit the largest U.S. military base in the Mideast, the Al Udeid Air Base. I had not seen that until just now. There's like no signs of this slowing down. You know, he's not ruling out any ground troops. That's a pretty big deal there. Israel's getting involved a lot. Wow, I didn't know this, but gas prices had posted their largest single-day spike since 2005 yesterday, I believe. That's crazy. Apparently, Iran had 11 warships in the Gulf of Oman 2 days ago, and today they have 0. Hitting them hard, I guess. Hitting them hard. Yeah, Mason, BTC's doing awesome. That was a good jump there. 72,500. Apple's down too. AAPL. Yeah, it did end up red now. 0.06%. MacBook Neo. Finally an affordable computer by Apple. Hopefully it works good. Our cat's falling today. RCAT down 7%. That is a big drop. Man, our cat's really pulling back, isn't it? Massive pullback. Tesla rejecting now, so be careful. It's back under $400 as QQQ consolidates up here. SPY's not necessarily tanking, but it's not necessarily ripping either. It's kind of stuck in this big zone. I know that's a very rudimentary drawing, but you get it. Yeah, the stock doesn't like it, clearly. Mason. The new MacBook. I didn't even hear about that till you said it. I'm surprised. Yeah, it says they accidentally leaked it. I see 24 hours ago. That's hilarious. I also see that the Apple Store was down ahead of the Neo announcement. Here it is on their website. Wow, $600. That's not too bad. I don't know if people call that affordable or not. It definitely is for a computer though. Especially if it's decent. It's probably not going to be great, but like I said, just decent would be nice. What's this? This would probably be perfect for like somebody in high school or something though. Something for like a nice college laptop or something. Yeah, I don't know, Mason. I remember I thought that there was. I thought that they had some like cheaper MacBook a while ago that was fairly cheap. Kind of like around this price is what I mean. I just know it's weird. Like, now these things are terrible, guys, but like, you know, Dell sells like lots of like $200 to $300 laptops, stuff like that. I wouldn't get one, but every time I see people get those, they like blow up or something. I have the MacBook Pro, and I'm a pretty big fan of it, really. I didn't think that I would like it, and I actually like it a lot more than I thought I would. The Mac Mini, those are pretty cool. Man, Tesla 404. Everything's kind of stuck here from open. Nothing's very fun besides Palantir. All right, let's go back to Coinbase and strategy. The stuff that's moving here today. How is it, Mason? Do you like it? Yeah, but that's not a laptop. Manicured said, Hood's looking fun. HOOD. Wow, yeah, that is a good move there by Hood. I like it, Manicured. Good rip, up to 8.19%. Definitely climbing up our watch list here. ASTS had earnings, I believe. Oh, no, they had the earnings on Monday in after hours, but they're still looking pretty solid. Holding the ground around 98.50 to 99 today. That's a really good hold. Mason, I placed a little DraftKings action on Team USA baseball last night for the WBC. Nice. He likes the Mac Mini. It works good. I like to hear that. Oh God, yeah, they crushed the Giants. I meant I put it on for them to win the whole thing. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, what'd they win by 10-1? I think it was versus the Giants. A couple of MLB teams were mad because they lost to I think Great Britain beat somebody and the manager was all pissed off. Did you see that Arenado's playing for Team Puerto Rico or something? It's pretty crazy. I don't know how that's even allowed. NMAX moving higher again, up to 7.00. With all the news going on lately, NMAX is moving a bit. Nice. AFRM moving as well today, 4.3%. Nice straight up price action here. Watch for $50. It's right at resistance, but it is it does have some momentum if you're looking for some opportunity, so to say. Yeah, that's it. Israel beat the Marlins. I think that's the one that they were mad about. Man, the MJ stock's moving a little bit today. CGC's up 4%. Not really a lot for them. Tilray's moving a little. These MJ stocks have faded back into the darkness. I want to see something positive come through. We need to see some good news hit. Yeah, that new MacBook's pretty cool though. I'm gonna buy one. Let's pre-order it. No, I'm joking. Just kidding. I do want to get another PC here soon, but those RAM prices are kind of wild. It's not a big deal. It just seems dumb to overpay that much. You're a Windows guy? Me too. An alien laptop. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Like Alienware? I'd probably go with like an Origin or something, but yeah, they make them pretty bulky and heavy. Some of them. Man, Palantir, that's a good move today again. Look at Palantir, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles in a row right now. As long as today's stays green, it'll be at 6. This is a pretty damn good recovery happening with Palantir. I know a lot of people have been eyeing them up with war and all of that good information. Anything with Iran helps some of these defense companies like Palantir. I don't know if I call them defense necessarily, but pretty close. ISM PMI data. Yeah, hitting in 1 minute, I believe. Literally 60 seconds here. ISM Services PMI. We're about to watch it hit. There it is. ISM Services Employment 51.8 versus 50.3. Business activity 59.9 versus 57.4. And PMI reported at 56.1 versus 53.5. Expected. Previously at 53.8. $56.1. SPY so far having a pretty positive reaction. It's good to see the number coming in higher than 50. It shows expansion. If it was under 50, it would show contraction. And it seems like it beat the number by quite a bit. So rising PMI, I mean, it generally signals like a healthy growing economy. Sometimes you could maybe argue inflation, of the inflation side of this, but whenever you're talking about PMI, generally having a higher reading is a good sign. AAOI is going down. Applied Optoelectronics. Wow, what a name. The stock had really popped off in the short term. I hadn't really been even eyeing this one up, but no kidding. This was a crazy move with AAOI. I'm surprised I hadn't heard anybody seen this yet. Manicured said, yes, sir, it's fast, so I can have a bunch of windows open at one time, no lag. Nice. Nice. That's pretty good for a laptop anyways. Yeah, a lot of those are pretty decent. Mine right now that I'm using is really solid. It's been actually performing really well all the way since 2020. It has a NVIDIA RTX 3080, 64 gigs of RAM, and like a crazy Intel processor. It was like $1,000 at the time or something or more. But yeah, it's a pretty solid one, pretty solid build. Still really good even. It plays games, like some of the best games at 4K. Granted, I don't play the new games anymore, so maybe it really doesn't, but it plays, it used to. HGRAF. Research graphene. That PMI made Amazon shoot for a minute. Yeah, the SPY shot up for a minute too. Oh wow, Amazon was just moving anyways, honestly. That's pretty insane. That was a really good move there. By AMZN. Likewise, I don't play any games besides the big money game on Wall Street. You call it the cash printer. The big money game on Wall Street. Is that a real game, or are you just talking about stocks in general? Let's go, Hood. Let's fill that gap. Man, Hood still is up there, 8.4%. Very close to the high of the day. Watch for a breakout. Coin's up 12% now. Coin might break too. It's also double topping at this very second, but it might be getting through. They pop, the chop, the drop, Pool Boy Roy says. Pool Boy Roy. I like that name. It reminds me of like Roy from Tin Cup or something like that. DDOG 118.40. Wow, Data Dog had a nice recovery today. Core Weave as well. Nice jump. What's your opinion on ZOM and CVX? Now, this is a weird part of the market lately. I really want to be more bullish on oil stocks, but they haven't really popped off since the situation kicked off. They had that good gap up from Friday into Monday and then have done nothing. But a lot of them have been running up a lot lately, so it's not too surprising to see a slight pullback given just how much it's popped up.
All right, all right, all right.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. Had to help somebody in Discord really quickly. Appreciate the patience there. Thank you again, though, Wolf Killer. Love it. Tesla's running into big resistance at 404. Crude oil's not doing anything. Palantir ripping up 3.5%. Wow, Tesla. There we go. After a little bit of slowness there, Tesla finally got through, and SPY is crushing it. Wow, actually through the gap. Wow, it filled the gap down. Running up 684.80. SPY is cruising. Cruising to the upside. You jumped the gun, Wes said. Oh, no, you're good. I actually did leave myself muted after that. So you helped me. I appreciate it, Wes. But I did just get done helping them, though, so it was good timing. But Tesla, 405. We look. Brain says we looking Gucci. Oh no. Coming in with the crazy terms today, Brain. Yeah, SPY did fill the gap, Zachary. Now hitting 685.20, really breaking through 684 and 685 like it was butter. Let's look at the 2-hour chart now. SPY is up through this little trend that it had fallen under recently. Wow, what an interesting hold here. So SPY's still downtrending technically. Until SPY breaks through, I would say like 694, 695, it's still in a downtrend. At least in the short term. It's on sale. You teach online classes. You had yourself muted one time and nobody said anything for 10 minutes, Wes said. Oh gosh. I'm sure I've done that here before too. It's, you know, doing it every day and, you know, muting, unmuting all the time, it's bound to happen eventually, you know? Especially if you're doing it yourself. You never unmute yourself? SPY's still moving here, 685.50. A lot of positivity coming into play. Ever since we got that PMI data hit, the SPY has been moving very, very well. Oh gosh, Brian. BAC moving down a little bit today. Banks not really performing the best. JP Morgan down under 300. They pulled back a bit. They were actually popping back off yesterday, marking a good comeback, but Ford coming back a little bit today. They've been dying, so interesting to see them coming back. If we go to the daily, I'm not going to say dying, but they bled off very quickly for 3 days. Gave back months worth of gains there. How about McDonald's? How's their stock doing? Ooh, it's down a little bit. Is their stock down because of their CEO's viral video? Have you guys seen that? Everybody's been talking to me about this lately. I've had like 4 people mention this to me, which is pretty weird. Normally that doesn't happen for something like this. You saw it? I don't know if this was like their ploy to like make the Big Arch burger go viral or something, but it might have worked, I gotta say. I didn't think it was that small of a bite. I don't know. I might have to try it. I haven't been enjoying McDonald's at all lately. I don't know. The burgers are they've been grossing me out lately there. I've been going to Culver's and Burger King, and they've been a lot better, but I don't know. I'm curious if the stock's going to have some weird reaction because of that video, right? It's that viral. I'm not saying it should. I don't think it should personally, but I wonder what's going to go on. And it could end up being good for McDonald's. Like I said, it definitely got out there in a good way. Let's watch it. We're going to watch it live for anyone that hasn't seen it yet. Everyone says he took a small bite. I thought he took a pretty big one. Okay, here's the video, guys. Here's the video. For those of you that are confused, going, Tom, what are you talking about?
Here it is, the Big Arch. This is something that we have tested already. It's in Portugal, Germany, Canada. I love this product. It is so good. I'm gonna do a tasting right now, but I'm gonna eat this for my lunch, just so you know. So here we go. First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger. We've got a very unique kind of sesame poppy sort of bun on it. We've got 2 quarter-pound patties.
I can't believe that this went
Big
viral.
Arch sauce, and of course some lettuce. So, oh, there's so much going on with this. First of all,
Hey, Brain, first thing, I got to agree with you there. He definitely does not look like someone that would enjoy McDonald's.
Try to get this thing. I don't even know how to attack it. got so much to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out. All right, the moment of truth. That is so good. That's a big bite for a big arch.
It wasn't that small of a bite.
McDonald's. Only McDonald's could do this type of burger, but it also is unlike anything else on our menu. It's a delicious product. You know, you've got sort of the cheeses and the gooiness, but those crispy onions as well gives a nice texture. And of course, we've got the pickles. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my lunch, but Big Arch, try it when you can get it.
I thought it was weird how he said at one point, he goes, by the way, I'm going to eat this for my whole entire lunch. It was kind of like he was like scared of people like thinking that he wouldn't eat it all. Like he would just take a bite and then put it down or something. It was weird. Either way, wondering if it'll hit the stock or not. You know, one stock that I've been kind of looking at again is AEO, American Eagle. They've been starting to pull back a lot more here in the short term. For those of you that missed the Sydney Sweeney craze, you know, AEO starting to dip. It's to levels that we haven't seen in a few months anyways. So just keep it on the radar if you're looking into that at all. It is starting to dip. The question is where will the bottom be, right? That's the $1 million question. And trust me, I wish we had the crystal ball to tell us, but it could be a good average in. I thought that was the original one, Brain. Huh. He did a video for the snack wrap too. I saw that something like Burger King, their CEO came out and did it too, but he did a much better job. Man, see, it is viral. You guys knew. That's hilarious. All right, back to the SPY, which was really popping off a few minutes ago. It's still pretty far up there. It's slowing down a little bit at 686. I have resistance right around 686.50 to 688. Personally, I would not be surprised if the SPY started to trend back down. If we take the trend and we draw it out, SPY's technically breaking through it right now, so that's a pretty good sign in the short term to see that. Pretty good breakout, though, in the short term. That's a good bullish sign, generally. Now, granted, we are in a very weird market where we're going to keep seeing more news, more headlines, more wild things hitting. And as we see those things play out and as we see things hitting, that's where the market will react. So be ready for news that could shift like the market back down pretty easily. Western official estimates Iran likely has just days of missile strikes left. I could see that. Bank of America, BAC, bouncing off 49.30 this morning. Been eyeing up those banks a little bit recently. Also the airlines. The airlines have been starting to tumble a bit. UAL took a tumble from its recent high around like 118 to 120 and has been seeing some negativity in the short term. Wow. I know you guys are probably annoyed with hearing this news by now with Iran. Are you guys annoyed by it, or is this something that you think maybe injects the market with some fun opportunities, right? There's a lot of different ways to look at the situation, but it's a pretty crazy one whenever you think about it. Eyeing up all the headlines, waiting for some bigger news to come through. Lebanese military says it redeployed at some border positions in light of Israeli military's incursion into the southern Lebanon. Hezbollah targeted a Tel Aviv military site. Man, we're seeing things just pop off all around the region now. The Wall Street Journal reported that the U.S. sank Iranian warship with submarine torpedoes. Now that's a pretty crazy headline there. Morgan Stanley said, buy Samsung stock on a pullback? I need to go see this. Morgan Stanley noted the stock has dropped about 20% week to date compared with the 17% decline on KOSPI. Okay. A lot of stuff with technology and RAM and memory chips, but looking at Samsung, let me get the ticker for it. It's kind of a weird one. Here we go. This should be it. Yep. You can see how much Samsung's starting to pull back. Morgan Stanley's kind of saying to buy it. It's very interesting. A very, very, very interesting company here. It's been explosive throughout 25 and 26, especially as like the memory chip stuff started popping off, I'm assuming, but now it's pulling back. I have to buy a new TV soon, and it's definitely going to be a Samsung. For the basement here. At the new house. I'm waiting for the new ones to come out. I was told by Best Buy that the new ones come out around this time of the year and that I should probably just wait. EWY, Dexter says. South Korea? Yeah, that's why Samsung's pulling back. Kind of following the global pullback, we'll say. A lot of these different markets have really pulled back. It's pretty insane. Been a whole lot of them. Oh man, we're about to get some thunderstorms here. Uh-oh. Starting to come down pretty good. LG's better, RSB said. Good, I hope it is, because I just bought an LG TV to use as like a racing monitor for the sim racing setup. So I'm hoping that it's pretty solid. I had to get like a gaming TV almost. It was kind of wild. You're on your second LG OLED TVs. Nice, nice. Yep, that's what it is. Palantir's looking great off this bounce. Let's see intraday, though. They're starting to come back a bit, so be a little careful if you're scalping them today anyways. They seem like they're slowing down. Seems like everything's kind of slowing down. Qatar said Iran attacks reflect no goodwill towards its neighbors. Honda's to import China-made EVs to bolster its Japanese lineup. Now, that's strange. Honda's going to import China-made EVs. Okay. That sounds kind of crazy. Just eyeing up any of the headlines out there, of course. Hang on 1 second. Checking the big money trade here for TLT. Yeah, it's tough to say what they're doing on TLT. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. Yeah, it's a very difficult one to say with TLT. NMAX is now at 7.27. Beautiful. Beautiful, Newsmax. Nothing beats an OLED, good guy says. I'll be finding out. We'll be finding out. QQQ doing pretty well. Up to like 611.15 or so. Oh yeah. 1.23%. Not bad at all. Bank of America, BAC, going crazy. Can you guys hear that rain in the background? This is like, it sounds wild out here. Brain says, like and subscribe. Hell yeah, get it in. Get it in. You heard plasma's better? Well, I think plasma's kind of old at this point. I'm not quite sure there. I thought OLED was like the best though from what I've seen. BTC hit 73K, Jake said. BTC USD. Boom. Still climbing for Bitcoin. Wow, guys. All the coin players are going to be happy this morning. These are on fire here. I like it, Jake. How's Boeing? You know, with all the jets and everything going around, I wonder how, like, Lockheed and Boeing are doing. Lockheed's been pulling back for 3 days since the gap up Monday morning. I'd love to see them get some action back. Let's go see how Google's doing here. Goog and Google. GOOGL down to 297. $300 really holding up as good support here for Google. Watch Google on this support. This is a critical one on the daily. If we start to see some negativity and Google gives out here, it's not going to be looking too hot. Oh, okay. Gotcha, Manicured. Audiophile was chatting about it. Okay. How's ZOM today? XOM pulling back hard. Let's see how it's reacting off this trend. How often do CEOs of companies buy their own stock and the company derails into nothing? Krusty said. Oh, good question, right? It definitely happens, but... You think Beyond CEO bought his own stuff and ate his own product like the McDonald's CEO? I wonder. That's a good question. I wonder if Beyond CEO did that or not. I've got to say, Beyond is really, really sad to see. Not sad, really. I don't really care about it, but it's sad for anyone that was holding it, that's for sure. HIMS is up 5%, KMNSO said. HIMS. Good move there, 5.69%. That is a great run. Great run by HIMS and hers. $7% on Bitcoin, Breon Watch said. BTC USD, 73,150 now. It's still moving higher. Wow, Bitcoin just does not stop, guys. If you're looking for momentum today, Strategy, Coinbase, and anything Bitcoin related is moving. IBIT is up 7.3% at this point. There's a lot of other movers out there too, but I like that sector probably the best if I had to pick one part of the market today. BTBT, Bit Digital, 11% with the Bitcoin stocks. Hood following along too, another one. Kind of enjoying this. SanDisk is actually holding $600 here too. It's up quite a bit today and has a good gap to fill up to like 613.50, 614. SPY's back up. SPY moving, recovering right back actually, 0.8%. Not bad at all. Moving up 686.30. I like it. Nice, SPY. That's what we like to see right there. Nice, solid recovery. SPY broke the trend. It filled the gap. How much action are we going to get back up today? It seems like the war machine is moving higher, right? I know a lot of people like to look at war in a negative way. War has actually been more positive than not for the market, specifically when the wars end. I'm sure that there's more volatility at the beginning, though, kind of where we are now. But whenever we look at like the 12-month returns following the wars, it's insane how much the market has moved up in the past. It's like it averages like 24% after the wars. It's insane. It says, U.S. forces have struck or sunk to the bottom of the ocean more than 20 ships from the Iranian regime. Tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz has dropped off 92%. Wow, that's a pretty big one. That's a pretty big headline. Tanker traffic dropping off 92% is huge. Lot of updates today. Lot of updates. When war begins, go to Costco, get a hot dog and a double chocolate cookie. What? Go get the $1.50 hot dog. Yeah, Zach. Actually sounds kind of good. Do you see this Tesla car news? Ending US-made Model 3 for Canada. Now they're planning for China-made Teslas to be imported to Canada. Oh, wow. No, I didn't see that, Sharpie. That doesn't sound like the best news to me out there. Probably because Canada has some deals with China where they're going to let them import it for cheaper than we will. Let's go, Dexter said. Hey, beautiful. I like to see that, Jake. Hopefully your son enjoys it. That sounds awesome. Right now, I'm rocking like an Acer Predator 4K, some kind 144 hertz deal. Some type of nice one. Don't know if it's OLED, but that's sick. I'm sure it is, actually, but... Where do you read your news? Any specific website? Sadaman said, yeah, here's the website I use. I use something called stocklabs.com/news. All you have to do is once you go to this, if it says to pay, you just refresh the page. But yeah, that's the website. It pretty much has all the big Twitter sources or X sources on there. And whenever news hits, I normally see it there first before I see it anywhere else. We're actually updating the breaking news section of our Discord server soon, though, too. And whenever we update that, it's going to also filter the same Twitter or X sources or similar ones, right? We can obviously set whatever we want on it. We have the breaking news tab now with Financial Juice, but we're going to add in a few other names as well and really revitalize the breaking news tab in the Discord. So soon we'll just be using the Discord for it, but thoughts on Microsoft, MSFT? Dexter asked. Microsoft's really stuck this morning, it looks like. Very flat. Also stuck at the top end of its range here. As we zoom out, though, it's really bouncing off of a big support zone, off of a big base. You can see on the 2-hour chart, this is a big zone of support for Microsoft, and it has held it multiple times. Looks like it is trying to bounce up off of this base, though, so I like the potential here for Microsoft back to the upside for the next few trading days. Obviously, if the market collapses and something crazy happens with Iran, and like I said, the market collapses, we might have to rethink it, but for right now, I think it's looking pretty solid. Looking good. What an interesting setup, though, with Microsoft. I'm pretty surprised. I like it. I like it. Today, it might not get that breakout going, but I think the next couple trading days, we could start to see it break out more. As long as SPY stays steady. At least semi-steady. Hope everyone's had a good morning and week, though. So far, we're about halfway through the week here. Halfway through the day on Wednesday, officially like halfway done. Looking at the big events coming up for tomorrow. Of course, there are not too many things on the economic side. Trying to get my tabs organized here. Where are we? There it is. Trading economics. Today we had that services PMI release. Tomorrow, we're going to be seeing weekly jobless claims. That'll be a big one. Weekly initial jobless claims. And then also on Fridays, where the data really picks up, 1 hour before open, we're going to get key jobs data, non-farm payrolls, and the unemployment rate, along with retail sales as well. But non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate will be pretty huge. Initial jobless claims tomorrow. I don't expect anything too crazy to come from that. Fed Beige Book today at 2 p.m. Eastern. I didn't even think about that. Not the biggest event ever, really, but they don't even put it 2 stars on here. You've set up Python to send chart information to Discord using webhooks. Works really well. You like scrapping data. Hey, nice, Jake. Oh, yeah. Sounds a lot like what a lot of people do out there that I know. Wink, wink. That's nice, though. Seems like you're pretty into all that stuff, Jake. That's nice. Stuff's very useful. SPY's retesting 685 SPY, pulling back towards support now. Yeah, it's 685 coming up. I'd really watch this 684 to even like 683.30 zone. That was a big pre-market area there. SPY rejected pretty good right at our range, 680, 650. That's why we have it there. Looking for some more info here with like the Strait of Hormuz. Elon said this will be big. Tesla economics. They said, I don't think people truly understand what's about to happen with X money. This is Elon going back to his roots, back to X.com and building what he always wanted in the first place. One place that runs your entire financial life. X Money has been live in a closed beta internally within the company. A limited external beta is coming soon. They've already secured money transmitter licenses for over 40 states plus DC. X Payments is registered with FinCEN. Visa is officially partnered. You'll be able to fund your wallet instantly, send peer-to-peer payments, move money to your bank, and eventually use a debit card. This will probably start as a simple wallet where you can send money in DMs. You can pay creators, pay subscriptions, bills, shop in the app, get paid inside the app, much more. Then there's a high yield savings. You can invest, get loans, money market accounts, treasury access, cool smart cash tags. They let you see live stock prices in your timeline and execute trades seamlessly. Crypto integration, potentially full asset management. The list goes on and on. Elon literally said this is meant to be the central source of all monetary transactions. And Elon shared this on X, this post. It's pretty wild, though, hearing about this. It sounds like that would really hit something like Robinhood very hard, I would think. Something like Hood could get smacked. A container ship trying to enter the Strait of Hormuz was struck by 2 drones. Uh-oh. Jake said, and I'm old, but it's not going to stop me. I love that mindset, Jake. I love that. Most older people I know, whenever they get to a certain age, they just kind of like give up learning anything new or doing anything new, right? It's really cool to see that. I always wish, like my dad, for example, could hardly turn on a computer. Blew my mind. Had zero interest in trying. Could hardly use the phone. TSLA up 2.49%. That's a pretty serious pullback, though. SPY's having some trouble here. It doesn't necessarily seem like a major shift yet, but it is having issues, kind of double topping here. It could be the start of a shift. So far, though, the pullback isn't anything to overly worry about. It's just kind of like the normal pullback that we've seen today. But if it starts to accelerate under 684, that's where I think we're going to have to start shifting. Microsoft still looks pretty solid, though, today. I like the way it's kind of trending or flagging on an intraday basis. We go to a 1 minute. Pretty big intraday move there. Can someone enlighten me? Why is Amazon pumping? AMZN. Wow, it was pumping. Right now, it's kind of flat, if not slowing down. But some of the Mag 7s were doing better than others today. Amazon was one of them. It's up 3.2%. Meta's up 2.24%. Tesla's up 2.5%. So we have seen some good movement out of Mag 7. Whenever we think about Amazon breaking out like this, look at how much Amazon died with earnings recently. I think that what we're seeing is just a reaction from that. You know, again, there was a little bit of buying today. The SPY was moving higher, and it incited some buying out of tech, and it got Amazon to break out of this big range. And it has a lot of room back up. If you look at something like Meta, it's down a lot too, right? But you have to zoom out like further to see like that last earnings where it really died off. In the short term, it's also fairly low. Again, very similar move. It was stuck in a lower zone and it just started to blast through that resistance today. Saw a lot of buying. Amazon, very similar movement, very similar setup, almost a spitting image of each other actually. As far as news with Amazon, I'm not seeing anything. Maybe there was some news yesterday, it looks like. $88 billion or $8 billion Anthropic bet. Claude dethroned ChatGPT on the App Store. Now that's crazy. I would not have thought that. But you know what today is? Today is Wednesday. It is hump day. And it's also live Q&A day. Yes, for those of you that don't know, the live Q&A will be tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time for trading floor members. Check out the link that we're sending in the chat right now. If you're not yet in the trading floor, join up. Try out the bots for a month. The education opportunities are huge too. Well worth it. Especially if you're willing to put in some work and ask some questions. Some people like putting in more work than others, but if you're someone that's motivated, you will benefit. Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern is when the event starts. It's in the Discord, in the trading floor tabs. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and call the stream there today. It's a nice first couple hours here to the market with you guys. Microsoft starting to break out of this wedge a little bit to the upside. We'll see if it truly plays out well or not. DeepSeek is about to drop its new model, so it might do some damage to AI stocks. That'll be a big one, good guy. Uh-oh, what industry will get hurt next, right? I wonder which industry is going to start to take a collapse. SPY slowly eyeing 684. Pulling back a bit more. Oh yeah, it is. Starting to slow up a lot. Don't be too surprised if it pulls back. It reminds me of yesterday's action, if I'm being honest. It ran up into resistance and started to chop around. It did pull up higher after the fact, but I'm going to mark out in the box what I'm talking about right here. Note how today's action is very similar. Very, 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 very similar to that. Now, if we see the lower end, like right around 683.80, if that gives out, then you can look to the downside, but it does have a very similar image to yesterday, so very interesting here for me. But we're going to call it there. Appreciate you guys. Hope everybody has a great rest of the week if I don't see you. Hopefully I see you tomorrow morning, though. We go live every morning here on the Stocked Up Live channel. We're going to be revitalizing the channel, actually, over the next couple of months, so you're going to see a lot of big updates coming soon to the live channel. But I hope everyone has a great rest of their Wednesday. Go get some lunch or breakfast, depending on the time. And let's crush it out there. Make sure to stay adaptable. See you guys.